it's your girl Chalo. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more videos. Hi. Well, I've always said to myself that I'm not gonna do any reaction video, but as a Filipino myself, I think I really have to voice out. Not only, for others, but for myself. I've been seeing a lot of hate comments, video reactions with regard to the recent issue between the Philippines and Korea. Basically, it boils down to the half Filipina TikToker, because she grew up in the States, she's in Hawaii. I know the entire world is already updated to this topic. However, my thoughts on it is, she grew up in the States. Asian history is not really going to be part of their curriculum that much, because it's not part of their history. Unlike here in the Philippines, for everyone who doesn't know yet, we were also colonized by the Japanese people for just a couple of years. However, that is actually one of the darkest times here in the Philippines, because the way that they colonized the Philippines is really brutal. And of course, women and children, even transgender people and gay people, had become sex slaves. Comfort women, comfort gays. For how many years? Just to make sure that the men that they love or in the family will be alive. It's either the guys work with the Japanese people, starve to death, or worse, be slaughtered. Some women decided to actually offer themselves just to be able to save their husbands, their kids, even their parents. Pretty much, there are particular history for every country that you are not knowledgeable about, I am not aware of, and they are not really lectured in school about that as well. So pretty much what I could see about this topic is, it's just pure hate. The thing that people don't know yet is that Filipino people is very loving, very supportive, very welcoming, and our heart is, really soft. But if you actually mess with our being, girl, you're gonna be put into your place. But the thing that I don't agree on as well is that some Filipinos, mostly trolls, attack Korean YouTubers, wherein for me should not happen, or should not have happened, because the one that we really need to actually target are the people who posted the main comments. But well, I read some of those and it really hurts me, even though it's not directed to me. It's generalized, but generalization is pretty much messed up. Pretty much my grandma told me, and everyone has actually taught me, that your past doesn't define who you are right now. And I guess that's how Filipinos look into it. That's why we grew up not hating Japanese people. So I asked two friends of mine, Giselle and Neil, three questions. And here are their answers.
What I learned from school back, way back in grade school, is that the Japanese tried to colonize the Philippines the same time as Pearl Harbor happened. Well, Pearl Harbor is in the US, but it's just the timeline. Um, yes, they did try to colonize us, especially Manila. However, of course, we have the Americans with us, helping us go through. But from my idea, or what I, sorry, I haven't brushed up with my history, but from what I could remember, that this time when the Japanese was trying to colonize the Philippines, it is one of the darkest because a lot of people died. I can remember the gruesome death march. How I read it in the book, it was very gruesome. It was very sad, and even for your enemies, you wouldn't wish for that thing to happen to them.
Back in grade school, may mga tinuro sa amin. Kasi it's part of the curriculum naman na parang history ng Philippines. Medyo hindi naging maganda yung history natin with Japan. Kasi nga they colonized us during the 1942 until 1945 during the World War II period. Pero it's part of the history. In our end, I think we have already forgiven them or in a way kasi although yung um kaya sabi nga nila is parang may mga tao na hindi nakalimot kasi syempre may mga ancestors nga naman na nag-suffer during World War II and yung mga kamag-anak nila until today is they still somehow, hindi naman ganun kabigat yung grudges. But yun nga, they still hold Japan accountable for it. Pero the last time, I don't know pero kasi I've been to Tokyo before and I've had Japanese friends and they also told me na parang until today, parang kaya sila, one of the reasons why napakagalante nila sa mga Pilipino and napaka magaan ng loob nila sa mga Pinoy is because until today, parang they still feel the guilt of what happened in the past. Actually, parang I've heard somewhere na parang ayaw nilang pinagkikwentuhan yung nangyari before, yung World War II. Gusto nilang burahin yung sa history nila because it's part of Japan's dark side na parang gusto nilang kalimutan because they want to maintain a good relationship with um, with other countries including Philippines.
My father had taught me that what happened back then is no longer the situation now. I did thought of it as a child that why are Japanese people still welcome in the Philippines? And when they did try to colonize us before, they killed a lot of people, but I was taught that what happened before is not the situation now. Japan has been helping us in some ways, like building infrastructures, also having projects from the Japanese government and support. So yeah, I believe everything has already been forgiven, and it's all good. not much of a hater, really. As much as possible, if there's things that should be fixed in general, then if it's fixable, just, you know, it's hard to live with hate.
No, I didn't grow up hating them. As a matter of fact, I grew up um, watching Japanese uh, Japanese animes, Japanese sentais, not sentais, Super Sentais, the Japanese Power Rangers, the Metal Heroes. So part of my childhood is very anchored with the Japanese culture, and I'm also a gamer. So I owe a lot of my childhood to Japanese culture. For I mean, may not be perfect. I mean, their country may not be perfect. For sure, there is still some stuff that is happening there that we're not really aware of. Pero as a whole, I don't hate Japanese. I don't hate the country.
As in general, I think can cancel culture is just hate with hashtag. You know, um, you could only one can only be affected if you're cancelable. So cancel culture only happens if you make yourself cancelable. Uh, there are other YouTubers that people tried to cancel but it's still there. There are politicians that people try to cancel but still there. Um, yeah. Uh, you cannot, there's no such thing as cancel and cancel culture. It's just hate.
I don't want to give a lot of my energy towards that anymore, and I think that with everything that's happening around us, with everything that is happening in our world right now, parang yung hate pag nag-spread ka pa ng hate sa ibang tao, especially with other countries, sobrang unnecessary na yun eh. Like, I mean, I don't want to spend my energy hating on other countries. I mean, if part of that country, like, a Korean guy actually did me wrong or said something about my country, I'm not going to, hindi ko dadamay yung buong bansa nila just because he did something to me. Diba? I'm going to hold him or her accountable for the acts that he did or she did towards my country, but I'm not going to hindi ko dadamay yung buong country. That's for me, that's really immature to do. Kasi bakit? Bakit kailangan mo idamay yung buong bansa? I mean, just the thought of it is very uh you know, it's very uncalled for.
Thank you, Giselle and Neil, for joining me in this video, sharing your knowledge, your true feelings, and your thoughts and opinion about, this topic. And I've learned, actually, by just watching the videos that they've sent me. I'm amazed with, they don't know each other, by the way, but I'm amazed with how they show the heart of the Filipinos, that we are not really, people that really hate that much. Some happenings right now may make or break you as a human being, but Filipinos do tend to still show love, support, and understanding. My heart is really full of joy because I've seen a lot of Korean YouTubers who are saying sorry on behalf of their fellow Koreans who doesn't really, have enough knowledge about the Philippines, how they generalize the Filipinos by just, their physical appearance and by just what they read or know, but doesn't really have a clue that that's not true. Well, I love Korea. I love K-pop. I love the food, the only beef here in the Philippines. Samgyeop. Ugh. And I'm hoping to actually visit Korea after this pandemic. I know it's kind of hard to actually get a visa and all that, but I'm looking forward to it, and I hope to meet you guys if there are any Koreans watching, especially the YouTubers there. I would really love to meet you guys real soon. So, Filipino or not, cancel culture. It's so 2018. It's 2020 now, and let's just move forward, forgive, and just continue supporting each other. So, that's it. That's just for me. That's my opinion. That's my thoughts and view about this topic as a Filipino. Respect, love, and I support you. Thank you for watching. Bye!